Skye, Fitzgerald.
Skye Fitzgerald lifeboat. Okay,
That's right.
So actually, we're talking about a serious issue that's happening, that happened, and maybe will happen again. And tell us a little about. You have a short film. We're here at the Hampton Film Festival, and they consider this a short film. Was it 15 minutes or so? And it's called Lifeboat. And tell us what that is all about.
So Lifeboat is a 35-minute film in the competition shorts program, where we document a search and rescue operation conducted by a German NGO off the coast of Libya.
Okay, so that is a serious situation. Now, how do you, in those kinds of scenarios, and this is a real story, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you go to that location and not be scared out of your mind and take a camera and document a war-ish, a concerning-ish situation?
Well, first off, it is hard to access, because the scale of the refugee crisis is so great that all of these NGOs' hands are at a premium simply for pulling people from the ocean. So it takes a lot of work as a filmmaker to get embedded in the first place. So, what we were faced with in terms of risk was nothing compared to those who are there every day just trying to survive.
Have you been in that kind of a situation before?
Not exactly that situation, but I tend to do films that take me to places as crises unfold, so it wasn't an unfamiliar context being in a triage situation.
For those that might not know what's happening there, what is happening there? And is it not happening anymore, or is it still?
The scale of the current refugee crisis in the Mediterranean is the worst humanitarian crisis in terms of displacement of people since World War II, if you just look at numbers. It's ongoing. It's been ongoing for years. The big catalyst, of course, was the Syrian uprising that happened, but then it's been unfolding in different ways since then. The latest numbers are that in 2016, there were over 5,000 people that died trying to cross the Mediterranean. This past year, because of some far-right tendencies in the EU, there's been a clampdown on the NGOs doing this rescue work, and they're finding themselves embattled simply to have the right to pull people from the ocean. So it's an ongoing humanitarian effort, and I think the quote that sticks with me the most is the EU's head of UNHCR tweeted out some time ago that when we're faced with a tragedy on this scale, as soon as we stop looking at it, we lose our right to call ourselves human. It's a paraphrase, but I think that resonates with me deeply, and I certainly think it's reflected in our film.
Now, an NGO, if you're talking about the same kind of NGO that I know, and maybe that our audience doesn't know, a non-government organization, isn't that sort of tied into the United Nations?
Non-government organizations are typically private or non-profit organizations created by civil society, simply when they see a problem to intervene when governments or regional authorities aren't doing anything.
Uh-huh. So they don't have to be part of the United Nations?
Absolutely not, and most aren't.
Okay, that's interesting. That's something I didn't realize. Wow, this is a serious, serious matter, right? And then there becomes, as a result of the refugees, then there becomes big concerns on wherever they go.
Absolutely, and that's the tension ongoing right now throughout Europe.
We went to a refugee camp in Greece last year, and we, in essence, were not allowed in. But some of the young children that were going on their way to school did talk to us, and we didn't put the camera on them, on their faces, and it's sad, I guess. I don't know how to even explain it better than that, to try to live a life of freedom and of peace. You bringing that out in making it more aware, making people become more aware, you must feel good in that regard?
Yes and no. I mean, I think each of us, I'm a deep believer that we all have the ability to act in our own ways to make the world a little bit better. And I think to flinch or to look away from this tragedy would be a huge black mark on our record as contemporary Americans. So I try not to flinch, and I try to do my small part to bring it to other people's attention in the West.
We're very involved with the International Day of Peace, World Peace, and promoting and strengthening actually the message of the United Nations on September 21st. And I've asked many people, what does peace mean to them? If you could say your name again and what does peace mean to you, if you'd like to share what that is.
It's a great question. My name is Skye Fitzgerald. I don't know if I've ever been asked what peace means to me, but I think probably at its essence it would mean that we all find a way to live our lives as we choose to live them, with freedom and the rights to pursue all those things that can make us happy and feel safe and secure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you two other questions if you don't mind, because we're involved with making a movie called Woodstock Forever, Peace, Love, and Hope. And I wonder if you have any thought on what does Woodstock mean to you?
You know, I've never been to Woodstock. I'm a West Coaster, but our film is playing at Woodstock next weekend.
Okay.
So, you know, it'd be great to make it out there. But, you know, Woodstock to me, just the name evokes so many things. Love, peace, compassion, togetherness. Those are the words that spring to my mind when I hear that word. So hopefully it's some of those things for you.
By far, by far. In fact, the last question we're going to ask you is, what does love mean to you? And if you could say your name again.
My name is Skye Fitzgerald. Love is being together. Love is embracing life and each other in the fullest sense of the word.
Good man. Thank you so much for sharing. What is the website, or how do people learn a little more about what you're doing?
Our film Lifeboat, the website is lifeboatdocumentary.com, and we're playing tomorrow, and then we're playing at Woodstock next weekend.
Okay, we'll see you up there. Thank you very
Thanks.
much.